The suspect in Kwan's murder was having a mental health crisis, according to court documents. In a one-on-one interview, I asked Seattle's police chief how his officers are working to help people in crisis.
We handle about 11,000 calls for service that are just dealing with people in crisis. Majority of those are not criminal related. However, we have the authority to what we call involuntary treat somebody. That means that we take them and send them up to the hospital for treatment. And that's about 33% of that 11,000 go into treatment at the hospital. And then we actually are trying to get people resources and services.
When you say you're responding to those mental health crises on the street, is that the officers seeing it with their own two eyes and they're helping that person, or is it a call coming in?
It's both. It could be anything from an officer experiencing or seeing somebody in crisis. And we document every crisis call. That's part of our consent decree. And then when somebody does call 911, we're actually documenting that as well. Not all of it is criminal. So I think, sometimes people are getting nervous because, people are acting out and they appear to be violent, and that's where a lot of concern happens. And so that's where we respond to those types of calls, hoping that we can deter that from actually resulting in a crime.
In your press conference, when you announced the Community Violence Task Force, you did say we are prioritizing human life. And I don't think anyone would argue with you on that prioritization. You also mentioned having to pull resources and perhaps not being able to respond to every single type of call, for example, property damage. But what do you say to, say, a business owner in downtown Seattle who is seeing their business damaged in some sort of way, a window broken, graffiti, public urination in front of it, you name it, and that's their livelihood?
We're still going to be investigating that. What we do is we ask people to do online reporting, so that way it puts a case in the queue. We actually do what we call our telephone reporting unit, or what our true unit is. So we're going to still be able to capture those incidents and be able to still put those cases together. Hopefully that could lead to arrest. But I do have to focus really heavily on life. And that is the shootings, that is the robberies, which affect those small businesses. We're still going to provide emphasis throughout the whole city. But this Community Violence Task Force is really focused on 4 areas. We're doubling down to try and make sure that for the summer that we're doing everything we can to make this city safe.